Hey guys, I was just going to talk about the Ecto 12 just a little bit. I've been running it and I noticed a couple things about the suspension, and it's kind of some things that I've actually forgot. But anyway, about everything. It applies to every RC, is what I mean. But anyway, to get that nice smooth travel on this thing, and I've been playing around with shock placement and stuff, and it gives you more articulation for sure. And to move the shocks back and and I've been putting them in different locations, and I got them all the way back now. And I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera or not, but it articulates so much that if you see the top of the shock there, how it swings forward when it goes up and down, the whole shock moves, and it's got a lever forward. Well, I had moved them and I had tightened them down too tight on here. And when you tighten that too tight, it wasn't letting that shock move. And it's got to move just a little bit. It's got to be a little bit loose there to get that articulation. It was binding and it wasn't giving me full articulation. I wasn't getting that nice smooth action, and I wasn't getting full travel. But it gives you more articulation, so much so that I'm going to have to trim the body a little bit. But that's no big deal. I love the Dremel. And another thing I noticed, I'm going to have to do something too. When you move the shocks back, and if I can get this where you can see it, the servo is hitting the bottom of the body post. And it's pushed all against there. And you look at all that travel you still got on the shocks. And because it's hitting the body posts. And I'm just going to trim off the bottom, of the body post, because I'll never go that high anyway. Just trap off one or two holes there, because if anything, I'll go lower. I won't go higher. So I can chop off, a little bit there, and then I'll get full travel on the front, which will make it run into the body a little bit more. But I don't care, because I want to have full travel and full articulation. But the suspension works really good like that. And then while I was messing with it, when I had the shocks where I had them in the center, and they come straight up and down, but I had them in the center and I moved into the back. But when I was messing around with it, and I had moved my battery tray from the back, and they have another option to put it right here. But I know I'm not going to leave that stock servo in there a really long time. And it was hitting already with the shocks moved back in that location. So that's why I come up with putting the battery up here. And then it doesn't hit the servo. And it didn't until I moved the shocks all the way back. And it was hitting it just a little bit. The horn there, on the servo horn there, that screw sticking out, was hitting. And what I did is I just, it looks like this here, and I just snipped that piece out that's on the bottom with my snips, and I snipped that out and took that little piece out of there, and it gives me the clearance on the bottom of that battery box, because that's the bottom, to get full travel now. So I got full articulation front and back, and I got the battery up front where it needs to be for really good weight. And then when I change servos, I'm not going to have to worry about it hitting it. But if you do change servos and put the bigger, different servo in there, you can just move the battery tray from that location to where I put it up front, and then you don't have to worry about it hitting. But thanks for watching, guys.